Beautiful souls, hello and welcome back to Subconscious Food. If you're new to the channel, Subconscious Food gives you the tools, techniques and tips to empower you to live your most happy, fulfilled and abundant life. In today's video, we are talking about soul contracts. Why did you choose them? I'm sure it's a question you've asked yourself in a slightly different form once or twice over your lifetime at the very least. So we're going to explore some of the reasons why you think you may have chosen someone to be in your life. If you haven't already subscribed, I'm so grateful for your subscriptions, so do go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications to get notified every time I post a new video. Let's get straight on to the video. Okay, so what do we know about soul contracts? Before we made an agreement to come here on planet Earth, we made a few contracts. Yes, before we were even born, so to speak, in this lifetime, we had already signed some stuff, we'd already agreed some stuff, and these contracts were put into place to help us experience something. We actually wanted to experience something. There was a reason why certain things, particularly if you had a traumatic childhood or things happening in your adult life that have caused you distress, suffering, pain of any sort, you actually wanted, your higher self wanted you to go through that so you can come out the other end a slightly different, more evolved version of you. And because we are part of this giant energy soup, when something happens to you, you create the template so that other people, when they go through something, they're able to access your template and they're able to download the information that you have already done. So when you heal a part of yourself, you heal it in others too, because like I said, we are all connected. And the sooner, I believe, but we come to this understanding that every single one of us has been each other and is a representation of one another, not necessarily by the way we look, the way we speak, the color of our skin, but by our soul essence in its truest core form. We are direct manifestations and representations of one another. Then we will stop things that segregate us, things that change, things that label us, that cause the segregation. Once we start to see each other as just people, fellow humans, without any strong necessity to have to label and segregate one another, that is when we will start to really experience true love. It's a bit like, I don't know whether you've seen some videos on the dodo, for example, random example, it's one that's come in. When you see like a cat mother, for example, nursing her other kittens and they're all latching on, and then there's this other animal. I've seen one where it's like a duck or something, and it's this baby, so cute, it's a little duckling, and the mother treats that duckling just like her own. She's not looking at it going, you are yellow in skin color and you have a beak, your eye color is different from my cat's. And, you know, she's not labeling all the different things that are different from her. She sees it as one. She sees that connection. She is a mother and she sees all young things as her potential babies who she can look after. And her love transcends any apparent differences. There's something there for us to learn. We need to learn how to really accept one another, and this information is going to really help you. In this book called Seth Speaks, it's a it's an amazing book. It's very esoteric, so just to give you a heads up. Channel material written by Jane Roberts officially, although her husband did transcribe all of her events, and she used to channel through a being called Seth. And Seth was speaking in the soul contract side of things that every single one of us, okay, every single one of us has been a different race. We have all been different races. We have all had different skin colors. We've all been in the past male or female. We've all experienced different walks of life over the course. Now, this may not be true for all souls. Maybe other souls have been, on other missions and achieving different, and going through and experiencing different things. But within this channel material, he says that it's very confusing and very strange that even though we've all experienced these different things, and it was designed this way as part of a soul contract to experience these different things and these different lifetimes, different races and cultural heritage and so on and so forth, so that we don't oppress one another, so we don't, shame one another and guilt one another and hate one another, because we all were once that other being. We are all connected. We are all one. There is no difference between us. Now let's get on to the juicy part of this video, which is about the soul contracts. And some of the soul contracts, I know you'll be interested to find out why, is people that you just don't get along with. It may be family members where you are literally tied in with certain people, and you probably wonder why, especially if you've had a spiritual awakening. It's the spiritual ego sometimes comes out, and I've certainly been guilty of doing this sometimes. I really have to become aware of when I'm doing this so I can start to change my actions to make sure I am staying true and very heart-centered and in alignment with love. But you start to feel the differences between the different belief systems. The belief systems you now take on versus the belief systems that others around you have not taken on. You start to feel that segregation and that separation, and that, I suppose, almost like a disconnect. And you probably think to yourself, why? There might be friendships that you've had in the past as well, where they've gone a certain way and then suddenly gone another way, and you probably think, why? You might have had romantic relationships with people where you've gone through immense pain and suffering, and you've probably thought, why? Why did I go through that? And the key and the quick answer to that question is, it happened by design for you. So even if it's of the worst, most unimaginable, unthinkable scenarios that you've had to endure, the soul is untethered. So your soul deep inside is untethered. Nothing can destroy your soul. Your soul will flow. Your soul is divine. It's divine, timeless beauty, love, joy, omniscient, bursting with knowledge and wisdom. Your soul is untethered. It's our human form where we experience that pain and that suffering. So soul or higher self wanted you to experience something so that you can evolve and grow and expand in your consciousness and your awareness and your ability to change and your ability to understand the divinity within you, your ability to understand your divinity within you, that you can get through absolutely anything, and you can transcend challenging situations with love. And the first way to start that process is through acceptance. It's to understand, hang on a sec, okay, from one perspective, of course, and our multidimensionality, but from one perspective, this happened to you because you wanted it to. You wanted to learn something, you wanted to grow and expand, you wanted to experience something, and you may have even you also may have been paying back karmic debt. Maybe that's why you designed it. So that's a really easy way for you to accept the situation as it were, because you were paying back debt. You paid back the debt is done, you move on now. And you can start that acceptance process, moving up into love and loving the process and loving the experience for what it gave you. 9 times out of 10, when you speak to people who have survived domestic abuse, people who have survived the most horrific things, especially with the Me Too movement, empowering so many different people, that it really helps that when they reflect upon it, they realize that they came out on the other side stronger, and then they were able to share their message to inspire and empower others to be able to go out into the big wide world and accept it as it was and learn to love it and move forward. Because honestly, sometimes I feel like that's the only thing you can do. And when you do that, you become so much more present to this moment instead of being stuck in the past. Scientifically, when we replay a memory within ourselves, our brain stimulates the entire chemical process that happened when you first experienced that event. So you literally go through those same emotions over and over again. But when you start to come into acceptance and accepting things as they are, it doesn't mean you have to love it and jump for joy and skip and hop and pretend. You can feel how it feels, but you start to become very present to how you feel. You start to accept how you feel, and then that's when you can start to move forward with your healing process and even your quantum shifting. You may even decide, okay, I'm done with this. I understand why the soul contract was there. I understand why I did that. I'm ready to experience what I wish to experience now. The journey and the way that you wish to go about the expansion of your consciousness is up to you. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It has been a pleasure and an honor to share this information with you. I love this esoteric stuff. It just resonates so deeply with me. Comment down below if this resonates for you too. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and of course hit that subscribe button, notification bell as well, to get notified every time I post a new video. I'm so grateful for your support. Thank you. I love you. Namaste. Bye.